going on, people? It's your boy Leon from Leon Talks TV, and today we're going to be talking something that's a conflicting topic between the two genders. So we're going to be talking about, do men like BBLs on women? Do men always go for natural bodies or do they go for BBLs? So in today's society, there's a lot of conflicting views between men and women about body image, particularly when it comes to preference for natural bodies versus surgical enhancements like Brazilian butt lifts, BBLs. On one side, you hear men claiming they prefer natural physiques, while on the other, women argue that men are drawn to exaggerated curves often associated with BBLs.
Do you think men prefer a natural body or a BBL?
BBL.
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 BBL. BBL.
BBL.
BBL. BBL.
Do you prefer natural bodies or BBL bodies?
Natural.
This ongoing debate reveals a gap in understanding between the genders and raises important questions about attraction, societal pressures, and individual choices. So let's break it down. Chapter 1, the online debate. I always see debates online among men and women about whether men prefer natural bodies or BBLs. Most of the time, men will say they prefer natural bodies over BBLs, while women argue that men actually like BBLs. It's one of those situations where men say one thing, but the action says another from what women say. So, for example, they will say Instagram models with small waists and big booties, especially those who are open about having had procedures, tend to attract the most male followers on social media. This often leads women to believe that men prefer BBLs. However, I really think there's a misconception that men only follow women with BBLs or certain body types. There's a lot of simps online who follow any woman who shows off revealing attire or dresses provocatively. So, in all honesty, I've seen some women who aren't conventionally attractive. They may be out of shape, obese, for lack of a better word, but men will still flock to these types of women. It might seem like these women get a lot of male attention, but I believe any woman who posts thirst traps will get attention from men, regardless of how they look. They are just a lot of desperate men out there. If a man is willing to pay for feet pictures from an OnlyFans model, what does that say? Chapter 2, the fantasy factor. Personally, I think men who follow Instagram models are often just fans, or to put it another way, simps. Even with that being said, I still believe that men's attractions to BBL is more of a fantasy than anything else. In other words, I feel that women shouldn't have to go out of their way to undergo these types of procedures, risking their lives in the process, as well as it being a financial burden. So you often hear horror stories about these surgeries as well. So I say this, as long as a woman has a decent looking body, men will still find her attractive. I think that's what men really care about. It doesn't take much for men to appreciate women. It really depends on what they want to attract. However, I believe most men aren't thinking that far ahead when it comes to body types. Chapter 3, the real preference. So do men like BBLs? You see, my perspective is that while some men might appreciate curvy women, slim waist, thick thighs, and a big firm booty, I don't think they are fixated on finding a woman who has all those body attributes, whether it's natural or with BBLs. I believe it's more of a bonus thing. It's like, for some women might find a man that has good traits, and if he's rich, then that's a big bonus for them. So you see, as long as the woman has a decent body, men could care less. Don't get me wrong, a nice natural sculpted body that was made in the gym is a super bonus, but I don't think it's a must for majority of men. I don't think it's a must for the majority of men. So many men aren't specifically looking for a sculpted, slim waist, big booty type of body. The issue is that a lot of BBLs don't look natural, and when they don't, they often end up not looking that
Can you
good.
spot a BBL body?
Oh yeah, I'm a bootyologist.
Oh, really? Tell me more about this.
So I got my degree in bootyology.
Nice. How many years of study?
All my life. But you gotta graduate in Miami. When you go to Miami, you see all the BBLs.
How can you spot a good BBL from a bad BBL?
A good BBL, she was probably had a little bit more weight on her thighs.
So it matches up.
It matches up a little bit, and it's not cartoonish. Like, we know real booty, but then the cartoon is like.
If they did look natural, then fine. However, it's important to emphasize it looking natural and not noticeable. But that's not often the case, in my opinion anyways. Chapter 4, target audience. Also, I think many women getting BBLs aren't trying to attract the average man. I'll be honest, I don't think so. They are aiming for a certain type, specifically the top 10% of men. However, I'm not talking about those in high value professions such as bankers or lawyers. I don't think those types of men are particularly into
I might
BBLs.
get some hate for this, but this is 100% the truth. BBLs attract poor men, broke men, same thing, no different. Because from what I know, a lot of wealthy men like women with natural bodies. And don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with getting a BBL at all. But I know a lot of women, they'll go into Tijuana and they'll go to different countries to go and get a BBL because they assume that this will attract men with more money. I'm sorry. But that's never the case. It really isn't. And maybe there's at least maybe like 2 or 3 of them that are okay with it. And that's like really, really rare if you're really lucky. But for the most part, from what I know, a lot of wealthy men like a lot of natural things, especially when it comes to like nails or the way that you look from your face or the way that you're presenting yourself. Because from what I know is a lot of wealthy men say BBLs scream loud and crazy or whatever. And like I said, nothing wrong with getting cosmetic procedures done, but that's just the cold hard truth.
Instead, it seems to be more so the rappers, the athletes, and the ballers who are more likely to be attracted to women with BBLs. These women are trying to stand out in a competitive environment, as there's a lot of competition among women for those types of men. While some men might appreciate a curvaceous body, I don't think they are solely focused on BBLs. Chapter 5, Cultural Perspective. So, as for black men, they tend to appreciate curvaceous women, but I can't speak for other races of men. Overall, I don't think men really care about BBLs as much as some might think. The perception of beauty is diverse and varies greatly across different cultures and individual preferences. Conclusion. Ultimately, the debate over natural bodies versus BBLs highlights the complexity of attraction through the man's eyes and from what women think men like, as well as societal expectation. So, with that being said, I'm gonna leave it on that note. If you liked this video and you're interested in these more topics like this, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. On that note, see you later.